I'm the Chief Vision Officer of Swipe. Before I start, I'd like to ask you guys a question, right? Do any of you have like a crazy ex-girlfriend that basically knows your every move, read your every message, and actually know your every intent? Definitely some of you must have that, because I see a lot of handsome guys and very beautiful girls out here. But more importantly, if you know about that, it means that you know what it means like to be stalked. You might have the same stalker as I do, because the thing is, the current stalker that you have right now, with every single one of us right here, it's not going to go away. It's the apps on your mobile phone itself, Facebook, Uber, they track and they know every single thing about you. The messages that sent to your ex-girlfriend, your best friends. Okay, they also know basically where you go, how you're going, your patterns, your behaviors. All of this are with your mobile phone. And that's why I say, unless you throw your mobile phone away, the stalker is not going to go away. But the key thing is, why is data privacy so important? Because data privacy itself, by 2025, is going to worth it's going to worth $708 billion, and mobile usage collects 70% of the data. That's right, let it sink in a little bit. And there's a butterfly effect of that, because $3 trillion is lost due to bad data. Why? Because with data, you actually act on it, and that's the butterfly effect. But let me just show you some other examples of why is it so painful. Because we know who's the US president right now, right? And what's the reason behind it? Because data has been misused, has been abused. But more importantly, there's also a situation like adware doctors who is supposed to protect us from malwares, but yet they're now secretly downloading your browser information to China. And that's a pretty scary place sometimes, right? Because the Chinese authorities actually have admitted that they are able to retrieve deleted WeChat messages. And that is something that you should definitely take note of. So let me share with you what is our data economy right now, where apps are actually forced to sell data to centralized intermediaries. Because this whole point is that both you and me, the app developers, are in a very unfair situation, or rather uninformed situation right here. Then they are not sure, let's say, if I think there's some pharmaceutical companies that's having some inhumane research that's going on. I am not willing to share my data with them. But you don't know whether your data is being used by them right now. This is why we say that you are not informed, you are uninformed. Of course, there's unfair, because there's unfair revenue distribution. The big boys are just going to come over here and tell you that your data is worth X amount of money and shove it down your throat to make sure you take it if you're a small app, you're a small or medium-sized app itself. And that's unfair. And of course, with this kind of data, you are not sure whether your data points are audited, where's the origin of it, and that's a major problem because these are all unauditable. So I'd like to share with you a new vision for data economy itself. And that's trust us as the new data economy. And of course, we are, at Swipe, I don't think we can handle the full spectrum of the problem, but let us take a step at it as the first step. Introducing Swipe Network, where we are building a blockchain infrastructure to empower any mobile applications. Through collection, consent, as well as compliance, we believe that this is the three ways that we can actually make this system, this data economy better. But how are we going to do that? First of all, our Swipe Data SDK is actually a developer tool to help validate and collect data through a scalable adoption method. Of course, our privacy and data sharing protocol allows our users consent, as well as our privacy management via proxy re-encryption. And of course, smart contract, right? Last but not least, our compliance is actually designed for a global privacy compliance framework such as GDPR as well as PDPA. And of course, this solution itself, all in all, is what we are trying to say to all of you right here, is the fact that your rights to your information, to your data, you have the right to say yes and no to how it's being used. That's the point of what we're trying to say over here. But with every blockchain infrastructure project, one thing is key: adoption. How do we go into adoption itself? Right here with Swipe, we have already 2 million users, and we have already been adopted by over 20 apps. Okay, they have committed to integrate our SDK onto their app whenever we are ready. Of course, what are the reasons why they are doing it? Very simple: better knowledge, insights of users, additional revenue. Of course, as well as organic growth from this full network that we have over here. Right now it's 15, 20, 30, and it's going to grow faster and faster with 2 million users with only 20 apps. So let me draw your attention to 3 of the apps that we have. We have Chapart Store as well as Angular's Reward. Okay, both of this is owned and operated by us. We also have Beta, okay, which is interactive mobile application studio, because we know instead of trying to build this app one by one to actually get this attention, we want to build with app developers as well as App Studio who owns multiple apps, and that hatched the growth of these different apps itself. One very interesting app that we actually work with is Sepusa. Okay, this is a mobile top-up and payment app. It's one of the fastest growing apps in Indonesia. And the key thing about it is that they have over 500,000 users. And they are using it on a very regular basis because they are using it to top up their mobile phones. And we all know that 90% of the users in Indonesia are all using prepaid cards. And that's one of the keys why we are working with them and how they are working with us. And of course, with the sell side, we are also looking at the buy side itself. Who are people that's actually interested in buying data through our Swipe network? The whole buying and sell side. Now we go to the sell side, buy side. With GMO Research itself, it's a research company and listed in Japan. Of course, we also have performers who actually serve clients like Sony, Samsung, Lotte. Or you can have Aecon, who is based in Singapore and in Hong Kong, who serves Citibank, UOB, Adidas, FedEx, companies that all of us know on a very regular basis. But when we want to talk about token economy itself, we want to share who are the stakeholders and who is going to be impacted by this itself, right? We have our data, our app users, our app developers, our data buyers, as well as our marketplace partners. But what are the 3 ways they can actually be beneficial for them in our token economy? So they can earn rewards when they contribute data. You can pay for products like data purchase, in-app purchases, like when you play a Pokemon Go and you want to buy a bigger bag, that's where you use it. Of course, you can also stick for special features. So let me introduce some of the special features for them. So for app users itself, they actually can stake tokens to gain access to special campaigns such as premium surveys that has more questions and more rewards. For our app developers, stake tokens to actually prioritize data monetization as the list of network grows. You want to be above, you want to be in the first few people that can actually monetize the data on this network itself, and that's where you put in the staking. And of course, our data buyers actually stake to get special discount or special rates on our platform itself. Last but not least, our marketplace partners, people who actually sell their coupons, vouchers, can be Takashimaya, things like this itself. What they do is that they actually stake tokens to actually have their products prominently featured in our marketplace. And all of this is to create 3 things, right? The first thing of all is to create diverse token holders. Second of all, the velocity, because in every single step of the way, you need to buy our tokens from open market to transact on this platform itself, and that creates the velocity. And last but not least, with our staking, we actually create scarcity, and we all know how these three factors work together. Of course, this is our roadmap. As you can see over here, in the 3rd quarter of 2018, currently, we have already launched our MVU, which is our SDK implementation of blog post app. You can actually go to Google Play Store right now to download it, and of course, at the same time, we are pending iOS approval for that. We also have deployed our API, our privacy API on developer.swipecrypto.com. You can check it out, and it's deployed on COVID testnet. And of course, with that itself, we actually want to move towards with our early adopters from app developers as well as data buyers to create our Swipe Network 1.0 by 2nd quarter of 2019. And by 2020, we actually want to create a secure multi-party computing analytic nodes, and that's where we want to go towards by 2020. And of course, we want to find out who's the team behind this early adoption that we have right here. With Clifford, he's actually ex-IBM at Lenovo. Our CTO, Andrew, is actually ex-Singtel and NCS, who handles all the healthcare data on multi-million tenders by the government itself. So it's the same thing with Quay, who is our CSO. Ian is from McKinsey. I'm a serial entrepreneur, and one person I would like to introduce to you guys is actually Rebecca, who is actually with AC Nelson for 18 years and was the last managing director. Of course, right here with our advisors, we have Jehan and John, who's actually advising us on our token economy. We have Sean, who's actually advising us on our community. Tom is actually helping us with our marketing. Joshua is helping us with our treasury management. Yaron for tech, Ivo for advertisement, and of course we have a few interesting people like Jeffrey Joel, who is one of the top 2 leading VCs in Indonesia, who actually brought their startup to exit with SoftBank. And of course, with that itself, I'd like to say a very big thank you to all of you, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Adam from Swipe. Thank you.